Hello and welcome to On This Day. On this day we take a day in history. Today is going to be the 19th of February. We are going to look at some people who were born, some people who died. We're going to have some fun facts around the day, and then we're going to have some fun. No, we're going to have some what happened in the day, and we're going to have some fun facts. Fun facts today on astrophysics, space and stuff. Woo. So we're going to start though with people who were born on the 19th of February. We are going to start with Henry Ogden Adil Samuel, better known as Sil, who was is an English singer-songwriter, song like Crazy, Kiss from a Rose, Number One, was born in London. In 1966, Belgian footballer Enzo Schiffer was born. In 1974, Danny Doring, American professional wrestler from brands such as ECW, was born. People who died on the 19th of February include in 1622, so Henry Savile, English scholar and educator, translated the New Testament into English. He died at 72. Hopefully he wasn't related to Jimmy. In 1897, Carl Weierstrass, German mathematician, theory of functions, died at the age of 81. And in 1980, Bon Scott, Ronald Bedford Scott, Australian rock musician, lead singer and lyricist of AC/DC, died at just 33. What happened? We got 20. What happens today? We're going to start though in 607. Boniface III begins his reign as Catholic Pope. In 1539, Jews of Timur in Hungary, then Trinskachek, that house, were expelled. In 1600, Peruvian volcano Ayllus Peña explodes in the most violent eruption in South America's recorded history. In 1771, Charles Massoud adds M46 and M49 to his catalogue of galactic clusters and Puppis and Hydra and galaxies of Virgo. In 1878, Thomas Edison was granted a patent for his gramophone. In 1884, Enigma outbreak of over 60 tornadoes in Missouri, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Indiana kill hundreds, if not over 1,000. Hence the Enigma, people. In 1906, Will Key Kellogg and Charles D. Bowden found the Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company, now a multi-international food manufacturer, Kellogg's. In 1910, Typhoid Mary Mallon, is freed from her first period of forced isolation and goes on to cause several further outbreaks of typhoid in the New York area. Why did they let her out so early? 1914, 4-year-old Charlotte May Piristoff, mailed by train from Grantsville, Idaho to her grandparents' house 73 miles away in the most famous child in the post incident. Good imagine doing that with kids. In 1933, Prussian minister Göring banned all Catholic newspapers. In 1941, Nazi police attacked and driven away from Coco, Amsterdam by young Jews. In 1944, 823 British bombers attacked Berlin. In 1945, 180 Japanese soldiers reportedly killed by crocodiles in 2 days in Ramree Island in Burma. In 1985, canned and bottled cherry Coke introduced by Coca-Cola. In 1985, British soap opera EastEnders premieres on the BBC. 2002, NASA's Mars Odyssey space probe begins to map the surface of Mars using its thermal emissions imaging system. In 2004, Nazi hunter Simon Weavenhall is awarded an honorary knighthood in recognition of a lifetime service to humanity. in 2012 with 4 people killed in prison brawl in Apocada, Mexico, between 2 rival drug cartels. In 2018, Nigeria attacked 110. Sorry, let me start again. In 2018, Nigeria says 110 girls missing, presumed kidnapped by Boko Haram after attack on school in Depachi, Yobe State. 2020, German government opens fire at a bar in Hanau, Germany, killing 9 in a racially motivated attack. Wow, fun fans. It's fun facts times. Fun facts on astrophysics. The moon is lemon-shaped. Despite its appearance in the night sky, our natural satellite is nowhere near round. In fact, the moon is shaped like a lemon with flattened poles and bulges on both the near and the far side around its equator. This strange shape is thought to have been created during interactions with Earth soon after its formation. The clouds at the center of the Milky Way smell of rum, taste of raspberries, and are packed with booze. And the one question is, how does anybody possibly know that? Anyway, that isn't part of it. In 2009, astronomers exploring a giant cloud of gas and dust at the center of the Milky Way made a surprise discovery. The cloud was packed full of a chemical known as ethanol format, which has a couple of intriguing properties. It is responsible for giving raspberries a flavor and has the smell of rum. Another nearby region is also notable as it is full of ethanol alcohol, or ethanol, the type we use to make alcoholic beverages. It contains enough alcohol to supply every person on the planet with 300,000 pints of beer per day for the next billion years. If bottled at the source, the proof of this beer would be very low, with an alcohol content of less than 1%, but as a cloud also contains plenty of other nasty chemicals, among them carbon monoxide and hydrogen cyanide. It would still leave you with a quite headache the next morning. I'm sure it would. On Mercury, the day lasts twice as long as a year. Technically, 1 Mercurian day lasts 59 Earth days, while a year lasts 88. However, due to Mercury's very eccentric orbit and alignment with the Sun, the length of the time from sunrise to sunrise, known as the solar day, is equal to 176 Earth days, twice as long as the Mercurian year. If your spacesuit started leaking, you could survive a couple of minutes, although films such as Total Recall show instant explosions and rapid puffed up spacesuits. The effect of being exposed to space is slightly less dramatic. It's almost like they took Hollywood and added a little bit of more dramatic state to it. Although it would definitely be unpleasant, you could survive for a couple of minutes. So after around 10 seconds, you would lose consciousness. Not really worth staying alive then, was it? The lower pressure of the vacuum would cause your blood to boil, along with your other body fluids, the moisture on your tongue, for example. But this boiling alone would not be fatal due to the pressure maintained by our blood vessels themselves. Gas bubbles would form in your body fluids, causing your body to swell up and bloat. The low humidity of space would cause you to cool down rapidly, and your eyes may freeze over. Within 1 to 2 minutes, the lack of oxygen would be deadly. The stress of the situation may make these symptoms worse. You would become oxygen deprived more quickly. A rapid decompression would cause damage to your lungs, eardrums and sinews, along with bruising and bleeding from soft tissue. So, don't take your spacesuit off in space. 1 teaspoon of a neutron star would weigh the same as an entire human population. A neutron star's density is mind-boggling. A neutron star's density is mind-boggling. The stars are composed almost entirely of neutrons packed together in a tiny radius. Just a teaspoon of this material would weigh over 1 trillion kilograms, more than the weight of the entire human population, which reached a few 100 billion kilograms. To make something as dense as a neutron star, the whole of humanity would need to be crammed into the space the size of a sugar cube. Gamma ray bursts can release more energy in 10 seconds than our sun will in its entire lifetime. Nothing in the universe rivals the power unleashed during a gamma ray burst, a brief but incredibly intense flash of high energy radiation. There are many types of GRBs. Some are thought to form when a massive star implodes, others when two neutron stars merge together. There are stars we will never be able to see. Ever since the Big Bang, most objects in space have been moving away from one another. In fact, cosmic expansion is actually accelerating. As regions of space are whizzing away from one another at an ever-increasing rate, the first population of stars to form in the universe is now too far away for us to ever hope of spying them, even using the best present or future telescopes. Hope is not lost. We can attempt to spot them indirectly via an energetic burst of radiation they emit at the end of their lives. Okay, so moving on. Black holes have a theoretical opposite known as white holes. Black holes are known for their ferocious appetites. Their influence is so strong they can that even light can't escape their gravity, but they have a theoretical converse. White holes. They are effectively the opposite of dark matter, spitting out lighter matter instead of trapping it. So far they are purely hypothetical objects. Astronomers have contemplated how they could form in reality. See, for me, I'm not an astrophysicist, I'm not a scientist. But my problem with a white hole compared to a black hole, so a black hole gets bigger because it keeps sucking things in and consuming it. But if a white hole is the opposite, then it would, in effect, and if you are an astrophysicist and understand better, I'm sure that isn't hard, understand better about what the theoretical white hole is. Surely if a black hole gets bigger by consuming things, the white hole will get smaller because it's kicking stuff out. That's all I'm saying. But they at the moment are hypothetical objects. Astronomers are contemplating on how they could form in reality. For me, I'm not sure how they would work. That's all I'm saying, I don't know. So if Jupiter's magnetic fields were visible, it would appear bigger than the moon. The region of space in which a mass magnetic field dominates is known as a magnetosphere. These regions surround planets, pulsars, and even our galaxy. The planets in our solar system have magnetospheres that interact with and are shaped by the changing particles of the wind streaming from our sun. The largest magnetosphere in our solar system surrounds Jupiter. Jupiter rotates very fast and has a very strong magnetic field, and its magnetosphere is filled with plasma from its volcanically active moon Io. These features, coupled with the fact that the solar wind is slower and less dense at Jupiter than at Earth, leads to a very sizable Jovian magnetosphere. It is easily big enough to contain a body the size of the Sun, and if visible, would be larger than the Moon in our night sky. Quite an achievement considering it is over 1,500 times further away than the Moon. Right, what I'm going to do there is I'm going to call that one now, and the remaining astrophysics parts I'm going to bring you at a later date, because this video is just going to go on and on and on. I've got another 3 pages of that to go. We are going to do that at a different time, because why not? I'm the man who makes the videos, I'll make up the rules. This has been your man Sheldon P, and I hope you are all very well. Keep safe, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. this video. Tell your friends about it. They might like it. Doubt it. We are going to do more work on space, astrophysics. I do also have a little bit of a channel which I'm going to start looking at doing, which is not to offend anyone, but there will be people who will not like it, I'm sure. And it's going to be about religion and science and how they work together and how they don't work together, including things on evolution versus creation. There you go. The Old Testament. Let's see what we think of that. I do have a video coming out also on the Old Testament and the New Testament, some of the quotes on it, and I have to admit some of it I have taken out of content, especially the part from the book Timothy from the New Testament, but there's one particular line in there which I find highly amusing. Try that one on your wife if you like. Anyway, see you pals.